Hi guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to Germany because I'm in Germany this week and it's so good. Very cold but very good, so we've got a different background for this week, but today we're going to be talking about the law of authenticity and how you're going to be able to use it to manifest your dream life and become a magnetic person, because there are so many things that people don't actually realize about the law of authenticity and how it's contributing towards a lot of people's manifestations when they don't even realize it. And this is for a few reasons. So again, I'm just going to look down at my notes to see the things that I've got to mention to you guys, because this is going to be so juicy today and I don't want to miss anything out. So when you are authentically you, first of all, the facts came out a while ago that authenticity is actually the highest vibration. Something that they thought was gratitude, they thought was love, it's actually authenticity. So when you're living in your truest, most authentic, expressed self, and you're not letting any of those shadows, any of those parts of your personality that you don't like in the way, and you're living in your truest, fullest expression, this is when everything is really going to start falling into place for you, because you're going to be on the highest vibration that there ever is. And you guys know that vibration and frequency is one of the top things that actually cause a manifestation to happen, and anything else, even outside of manifestation, it causes a lot of positive things in your lifetime. And people that live in their truest self are often the most magnetic people anyways, not even in terms of events, but in terms of people. So you'll often find that when you're having a conversation with someone and they're truly speaking from their heart, they're speaking about their passions, they're speaking like with no filter almost, and you can just see how passionate they are. Those are the people that you're going to be most magnetized to, you're going to be most interested in, because they are just speaking and you're like in awe of what they're saying. These are the people that are speaking from their most truest, authentic selves. And these are the people that are often going to get exactly what it is that they want. So I'm going to go over a couple of points, as usual, on how you can be applying the law of authenticity to level up in your life and achieve your manifestation. The first point is actually realizing who you want to become instead of what it is that you want. So a lot of people will think, what do I want out of life first? And you might have heard me mention this before, but what they need to be thinking is not what do I want, because that's going to be coming from your brain. That's going to be coming from your analytical side, i.e. what's going to cause me to stay safe, what's going to cause me to have the most comfortable and secure lifestyle, rather than what it is they truly want from their heart, from their truest desires. And this is, again, a good example of this is when people decide to open their own business because they want to work for themselves. It's the most, the thing that causes the most freedom, and they can often see the most abundance by starting their own business and making a ton of money. And they will often Google or look on TikTok or YouTube, wherever, for the best business ideas, the most successful business ideas. They will think, what product could I sell that people want and need that would make me the most money? And again, this is all coming from your analytical brain, your masculine energy. You're always going to be thinking of the analytics and the statistics, and how can I make this work with almost brute force, instead of actually letting your body and your heart decide, because that, letting your body and your heart actually decide, is going to be the thing that flows the easiest and causes you to actually achieve a dream life that doesn't get to the end of it and you realize that you're still empty inside. I've been through this before. I've had multiple businesses already, and it's only this year that I've realized that I need to stop chasing the business and the success and the financial abundance, and rather actually align myself with my heart, hence creating this YouTube channel. And this has caused so much more success, a lot faster and a lot more fulfilling for me than any other business I've ever had in my whole 26 years on this earth, because I was kind of doing it wrong before. And so another example of this is going to be people that strive for fortune, again, kind of related to what I said, when they strive for just fortune and they realize again when they get to the end of it that they are drained of their passions, they don't do what lights them up anymore. This is also for jobs, working 9 to 5. A lot of people will get to the age of 40, 50 and they'll just look forward to retirement because they're not feeling fulfilled anymore. They're not feeling happy, and they often realize that they're empty inside, right? And they're not living in their truest, authentic self. They're not living their actual passions or their purpose, shall we say. They haven't found their purpose. And this again brings down people's vibrations. So another example is, so on the other end of the spectrum, shall we say, a more positive outlook here is Taylor Swift. She has always stuck to who she is. She's always stuck to what she wants, the music that she wants to make, even though even other celebrities, like you've seen videos online, well, I have anyways, of people saying that her music isn't very good and always taking the mick out of her in her early days because she did the country music and stuff. And why do you think she is the person that became one of the most successful pop stars or one of the most successful musicians that there is? Because she's stuck to that true, unique, authentic version of her. So if someone's thinking, oh, I look different, this must be bad, realize that that's not actually your thoughts. That's your brain trying to keep you safe in survival mode, because in the old days, if you stuck out, you would be likely rejected, or if you stuck out, you know, you could be eaten by animals back in the day. And so you would want to blend in, you would want to stay safe, you would want to maintain as part of the tribe. Whereas nowadays, it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum. If you're blending in for society, you're not offering anything to the people, you're not doing anyone favors, you're not going to make any money, you're just going to be like every other average person out there that is just vanilla, earning a vanilla wage, looking vanilla. And that's not what we want nowadays. We have the power to be unique and express that uniqueness, the way that you look uniquely, the way that you dress uniquely. That is what makes you stand out. Even just me, when I was I don't know, over the last few years, like my fringe, people say the first thing they notice is like my fringe apparently, and they describe me like, oh, the girl with the fringe, or they'll compare me to some sort of celebrity or TV show person that they know with a fringe, even though I look completely different to them. That is something that clearly makes me stand out. And now I don't even think anything of the fringe thing, like that's just part of my look. But little things like this, you'll find that this is what makes you you. And if you didn't have that part of you, you wouldn't become unique. You wouldn't be living in your truest self. And this is what you will find that another example is, if you try to appeal to everyone, you will appeal to no one. And what I mean by this is, you've probably heard this quote before, but when you appeal to everyone, you become vanilla to everyone. You don't want to be liked, but you don't want to be hated, but you also then won't be loved. Whereas when you appeal to a very specific audience, they're going to love you, but then it means that the people that are complete opposite to you will also dislike you. And that's what you've got to be comfortable with. You've got to be comfortable with being disliked. But the people that are actually going to dislike you are likely going to be very slim, especially if it's something on social media like YouTube. People are just not going to click on the video. No one's going to click on my video about manifestation or self-development or achieving your dream life if they're not on that vibration, if they don't, if they're not on that path themselves. So therefore, people aren't going to click on it in the first place, and the likelihood is that I don't receive hate comments, which I don't get any on this channel. I have I probably had a couple of people just be like, what is this kind of thing? And then I'm kind of questioning, why are you on this video in the first place? But that's what you'll often find. Unless it's something like on Instagram where you hit the explore page and then you get everyone noticing you, in which case, congratulations, because you've reached a lot of people and you're spreading your message, right? Your product's getting somewhere. But we have to stand out in this society. attention is often always equal to success as well. Attention is followers, it's revenue, it's how we stand out. So you have to live in your truest, most expressed, authentic self. But the trouble is that a lot of us don't realize that we're not living in our most authentic self. And I'll go into how to change that at the end of the video, because that's the whole point in itself. But also, going back to the Taylor Swift example, she didn't say, I want $1 billion. She didn't say, I want money. Because that's what she is worth now, apparently over $1 billion. She didn't say, I want $1 billion. She said, I want to become the person that plays music around the world, goes on tour, and people love my music. I want to play this kind of music for the world, and I want to go on tour, and I want to live this lifestyle. That's the person who I want to become on the inside. I want to get up on the stage, have the confidence. This is likely what she thought. She was so clear on who she wanted to become and the career that that person had. That is what helped her achieve the goal. If she was running for the money and she had the goal of the money in mind, she would likely go down a different route that is probably, oh, this music is the most popular right now, so therefore I'm going to make this popular music, and then that's going to make me the most money. I'm going to dress myself and make myself look in a certain way because that's what's popular right now. You see how this is just a losing battle because you're following the trends and it's never going to work. You have to do whatever you want to do, and then that is the thing that's going to cause people to be magnetized to you, your pure authenticity. That is what makes her stand out. She's not vanilla, she's not trying to blend in with the crowd, and she's not focusing on what she wants, she's focusing on who she wants to become. Again, same with YouTube. There's so many YouTubers on here that I see that probably don't even realize it, but they take inspiration from other people, and instead of letting that analytical brain, their survival part of their brain, kind of kick in and say, yeah, I want to do this like this person, I want to become successful like this person, they need to kind of turn off the analytical side, stop taking inspiration from other people, do the video style, do the angle that you want, do the setup that you want, speak about the topics you want, because the likelihood is you've learnt about that topic from somewhere and there's loads of other people that want to learn about it too. You have an interest in this certain thing in the world, that thing in the world exists, and therefore other people are going to be aware of it too and also want to learn about it. So therefore you create it about that topic. You can create anything you want, and there'll be other people in the world that want to hear from you because of your authentic opinion, personality, and views on the world. And that's how you get paid to exist as well. So don't think about what you want, think about who you want to become. And then when you realize who you want to become, you can then decide what it is that that person would want. But only if those things are then aligned with that person that you want to become. And you won't know what it is that they want unless you actually start becoming that person. Don't think of who do I think I want to become the most successful, you know? Don't think of it in any other way. Oh, who can I become to be the most liked? Well, that's then people pleasing tactics, and that's another shadow. Think truly, who do I want to become? Who is the next level version of me? And then when you start stepping into that version and you start actually thinking about it more, that's when you'll start realizing the person that I want to become has these things, has these people in her life. And that's now making me realize what I can manifest then. But first of all, we need to be focusing on the person, right? Then we focus on the things. So the next point here is that because the authenticity is the highest vibration, we need to be doing things then that maintain and feed this vibration. So because it's the highest vibration, we're then going to look at things such as love and gratitude, which are very close to authenticity. And then we're going to be purely just living in this whole high vibe, like you've just got this aura of you, like this attitude about you that is magnetizing to everyone. The universe can feel your vibration. People around you can feel this vibration. This is where everything will just be attracted to you on every single level, and it's where you don't even have to try, Because again, the people that want to be liked, the people that are trying to be liked, they're trying to be something that they're not. People can detect the vibration. People can detect the inauthenticity. They can detect that they're trying to make everyone like them. They can detect that they're trying to control people's opinions of them, and it never works out. So pay attention to what you're trying to suppress. This is a really important point. Paying attention to what we're trying to avoid, what parts of our personality are we trying to suppress and push down. You can do this by thinking, what are the things that keep coming up for you that you keep rejecting each time? This is showing you your true self. If something comes up, you will likely think that it's unsafe to embrace this shadow part of you. When you start questioning why you feel like it's unsafe or why you suppress it, you will realize that there is actually a very, it's a very illogical reason, but you have to question it. And in order to question it, you have to realize what you're actually doing. You have to realize that you're suppressing it so you can question it, so you can clear it. And this is how shadow work works. So here's some examples of how you can start realizing the things that make you you that you're actually suppressing and you don't even realize it. Again, I didn't ever think that I needed to do an ounce of shadow work. I thought I knew what I wanted and everything. And honestly, if I hadn't have come across shadow work, I'd have never actually done it because I didn't realize I needed it. Because this is the thing with shadow work. The whole reason it's a shadow is that you're not aware of it, right? That's the scary thing. You think you don't have shadows because the shadows are hiding, right? You're hiding them. So obviously you're not going to be aware of them. So an example is maybe you see a couple and they're being all lovey-dovey and you're like, oh, that's so cringe. Oh, get a room, whatever. Maybe just a part of you just gives you a little bit of an ick, right? Or maybe you see someone in their power and their leadership and they're super confident and they're just flowing and you think, oh, I don't like that person. They're too much. They're giving a little bit arrogant vibes, right? You don't have to particularly dislike them or hate them or, we're not horrible people, right? But if you notice a part of you will be kind of almost turned off a little bit by them and you just turn the other way and you just ignore it. Maybe you don't even say anything. But when you catch yourself in that moment and you think, why? What is it that I don't like about them? And you think, oh, they're just so out there. Okay, so they're confident. Okay, so what don't I like about this confidence then? Oh, they're really masculine, leading everyone. So they're powerful and they're in their leadership and they're also confident. And that triggers you because you don't like them, right? In some way. Okay, so this is probably a reflection of the fact that you are not in your leadership, you are not in your power, and you are not taking up space. You're likely hiding, being shy, being a people pleaser, trying to fit in, trying to make people like you. And the opposite of that is standing out, taking up space, being a leader and standing in your power. And that's why it activates you in that way, because you're seeing what you don't have in yourself. That part of you is uncomfortable. So when you see it in other people, it's also uncomfortable. And this uncomfortable feeling is exactly what you needed to be paying attention to. You need to pay attention to this in order to realize this part of you that's being suppressed. And it's making you a non-magnetic person. It's making you not achieve your fullest potential and your most successful life, because that very thing is the thing that will make you that person. And it's not out there yet. You're suppressing it. Another example is likely if you are, so say you're given a gift by someone, a physical gift or a compliment, and you immediately feel bad and you reject it. Energetically, you reject it. no, thank you. You don't need to do this for me. Like, no, don't worry. Like, I'll pay for it. Someone says that you're pretty. No, you're pretty. You bounce it back almost. This is you having trouble with receiving energetically. If you can't receive a compliment or a gift energetically, then how are you going to receive money energetically? How are you going to receive love? How are you going to receive a manifestation, success, all of these things that you're trying to receive when you actually block those things from coming into your life in other areas? And this is how your shadow side is running other areas of your life as well. So essentially, this might be coming from feelings of unworthiness. Maybe you don't feel like you're capable of doing something. So you kind of block out the thing and like, oh, this is not for me, I don't deserve it. There's lots of feelings why you might not be able to receive. Maybe if you receive that, it's unsafe then. So say if someone says you're pretty and then you think, oh my God, I'm pretty, that could cause you to stand out then, and you're trying to stay safe. You're trying to survive. So you reject being pretty. Or maybe you receive a gift and it reminds you of people that are distrustworthy, or they're trying to get something from you, and that's why they're giving you a gift. They're going to ask for something later on, or maybe they'll use it against you later on, which again comes from distrust. So ask yourself why I don't want to receive this, or why it feels uncomfortable to receive this. And you'll often find that there's some sort of illogical, I don't really think that's the word for it, but I can't really get it out. It's sort of like a wrong reason, like it's not actually true. It's a feeling that you have that is just trying to protect you, but it's something that you shouldn't be listening to because it's not correct at all. And you are actually safe receiving a gift, receiving a compliment, receiving someone to open a door for you even without grabbing the door and being like, oh, it's fine, I got it. Stuff like this is what you need to be listening to and paying attention to, because it's actually going to be rejecting your manifestation as well, because you're blocking yourself off energetically and you're not being that authentic self that knows they're worthy of abundance and is open to receiving abundance. So another example maybe is if you see someone with a slender and athletic body, and you might think, oh, that must be so hard to maintain. I'm good where I am. I'm happy where I am. And if you think about it a little bit harder, you think, am I actually happy where I am though? Well, I tried to go to the gym once and I quit after a month. I tried doing a workout at home and it was just so hard that first time. I actually do want a better body. I would like to get more in shape. I would like to look after my body more, but yeah, it's just so much work. And then you realise then that you're trying to protect yourself again. Like, you think that you don't want it and that it's got a lot of upkeep, and that completely blocks it off then. There's no question. You're not asking a question so that your body and your mind can look for an answer. It's just blocking it off straight away. No, I don't want it. So your mind isn't going to come up with other reasons. Or maybe they're just naturally like that. Or maybe they eat so well that they don't even have to try to stay in that shape anymore. Could this be a possibility? If it's a possibility for them, is it a possibility to me? But your brain's just completely blocking it off immediately, and therefore protecting you in some sort of way. So it could come down to maybe if you see yourself in that new body, that it causes you to then stand out. Maybe people are like paying attention to you too much. You feel too good and you feel like you're again like standing out, and you don't want to stand out. And so this whole unknown of what you might be like and feel like in this new body is just so much in the unknown that it scares you. And your brain is blanking it off because it's so different and unknown. Your body hates the unknown. It wants comfort. It wants security. So it's just blanking it out. Nope, I'm not going to manifest a new body. So you sabotage yourself and you keep the shadow side suppressed, and your body protects your ego. So that's another way that it might happen. But it all comes from feeling safe secure, and keeping us alive, essentially. That's all the shadow side is trying to do. And when you realize that actually that's, wait, oh yeah, sorry. I think I just jumped examples. Right, okay, yeah, I just jumped examples. So those examples are for, that's how you know what your body and your heart wants. That's your most authentic self. Your most authentic self is the self that looks after yourself, feeds your body with the good food, you know, goes to the gym. They're all things that are going to cause you fulfillment. So those are all actually associated with your most authentic self. It's just the shadow side is keeping you from that because it's unsafe, unfamiliar, right? But that is your most authentic, highest vibrational self. If you're in the most best shape possible, you have the best mindset possible, the best, you're eating the best food, how high vibrational are you going to be, right? There's actually so much goodness to that. That's going to cause you to be on such a high vibration then that it's going to be pretty much near authentic. And again, you got to realize that there's nothing bad with actually you achieving that. Again, it's just you trying to keep yourself from the unknown when everything good is actually in the unknown. Everything good is outside of your comfort zone. So actually what I was going to say before getting into these examples is, this is what I was going to say. Maintain and feed this frequency. So you heard me say that a minute ago. We need to be feeding and maintaining our frequency, because this is such a high frequency that when it's compared with love, when it's paired with gratitude, that's when you're going to be able to achieve your most highest vibrational self. So an example of doing this is practicing gratitude. Just literally making a gratitude journal, saying thank you more often. Say thank you to every single little thing, and you'll find that you weren't actually saying thank you enough. And listen to your body and feel how it feels to actually say thank you just a little bit extra times. And even if after you've said thank you, you still continue to say it in your head, thank you, thank you. That was so nice of them. I'm so grateful for this service that they offer me. Even if it's just a checkout person, thank you so much. I'm glad that they were there, because else I'd have had to do that all by myself. Like, I'm actually so grateful for this. And then dwell in the feeling of thank you. Maybe you wake up and you thank yourself, you thank your life for your current life, where you are right now. So for instance, right now, I might thank that I'm in Germany. Thank you so much for the ability to travel. Thank you so much that I have the funds to travel. Thank you so much that aeroplanes are invented, because, you know, 100 years ago, you probably couldn't go on a vacation or a holiday as easy as you can now. Thank you that now the prices are so much better, to a point where it's within my reach. We've been around on this earth for thousands of years, and it's only in the last 100 that you're able to fly. So many things that you take for granted every single day. Just literally having the house that you have is incredible, because some people might be stuck in a very small apartment or just anything less than a house with a roof over their head. There's so many different living situations. I always think back to when I was at university, living in a little studio apartment, and it was so moldy that my pillow was moldy. My phone case, I opened my phone case from my phone and it had like fluff inside, like green mold. It was so bad. My clothes were moldy in the back of my chest of drawers. And I think back to then, and we only had enough water in our water tank for one bath. So you could have one bath, we'd have to share a bath, or we would have to choose between bathing or doing washing, or washing up, for example, because the hot water would be gone. So many things that you take for granted. If you live with your parents, you're saving so much money. If you're living with your partner, you're saving so much money. You have the freedom, the companionship. There's so many things that you can be grateful for. Just wake up and literally thank the universe for like existing. That's literally it. Like, you can thank the world for everything. Another thing is saying I love instead of other things like, oh, that's so cool. You could say I love that. If you say thanks so much, you could say thank you, I love that you did that for me. That ignites the feeling of love inside of you, and love, again, with gratitude, is one of the highest vibrations. Now imagine you're compressing and pairing love, gratitude and authenticity all together. So your day and your life is now authentic, full of love and full of gratitude. How much are you going to be a magnet for absolutely anything and everything when you actually stand in that power? When you stand in that super high frequency, how is that going to affect you? It's going to be insane. So what I was going to say after this is, how can I be fully authentic to myself? Which was the examples of seeing a couple being lovey-dovey, standing in your power and leadership. Maybe it activates you in a certain way, makes you feel bad. Maybe you see someone with your dream body and you reject it. So those 3 examples were for how do I be fully authentic? So listening to what comes up, listening to your triggers, or maybe you don't even realize that it's triggering you. Maybe you completely don't even feel the negative emotion because your body blanks it out so fast. It's so used to doing it. The defense mechanism is almost just instant. So you have to really become more attentive. And a way to become more attentive is, again, getting in that high vibration. So then when the little tiniest bit of low vibration is felt in your body, such as you getting triggered, your brain detects it so much easier and faster than before. Because before, you was letting your emotions run wild, you weren't paying attention to your frequency, and therefore you weren't realizing when you were getting triggered. Whereas now, you're on high vibe all the time because you're focusing on gratitude and love, and you're feeling the feelings of life. You're feeling yourself going up, you're feeling yourself going down. You're letting the emotions flow. And then when you do feel negative, you will notice it so much more. It will stand out so much more. And then that is another way to, again, notice your shadows then, because you will just notice them so much easier. So it'll be easier to do shadow work when you start beginning to do that. That's everything for the video. I hope you guys liked it. So yeah, everything will fall into place when you start actually living in your most authentic self. Aid your authenticity with frequency, stepping into the high vibes, realizing who you want to become and not what you want, because that's going to be, again, more authentic than saying I want a fast car, rather than saying I want a person that's super successful, full of love, full of fulfillment, and then maybe I'll get a fast car afterwards, right? And to become the most authentic version of you, you need to be listening to your shadows. So that's everything. If you have any comments, leave them down below. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you're looking to expand your shadow work journey and you need the guidance to help you achieve that lifestyle, then the Passive Princess package is going to be perfect for you. It's my coaching package along with custom manifestation and shadow work techniques, depending on your circumstances. So that's down below for those of you guys that are ready to begin that journey. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Maybe it will be in Germany still, maybe it won't. But have a lovely day. Bye!